Professor Kimberly Ferzan of the University of Pennsylvania School of Law. Kim, welcome to TalksOnLaw.
Thanks so much for having me, Joel.
The stand your ground rules, maybe you could quickly explain what do they actually permit that other states don't?
What's important about stand your ground laws is that sometimes we think that it's a complete abandonment of proportionality and necessity. And I think it's important to recognize that that's wrong. So it is still true that if someone comes at me and I have the opportunity to either punch them or shoot them, that stand your ground jurisdictions will require me to punch them. I'm not allowed to use force that isn't necessary. I'm also not allowed to use force that is disproportionate. So if someone comes at me to punch me, I am not allowed to stand my ground and use deadly force. So we still have proportionality and necessity at work, except for the fact that we remove the requirement that defendants are required to run away if they can retreat with complete safety.
What is the duty to retreat? And perhaps we could give a couple of different examples.
The first thing to recognize is that there is not a duty to retreat before using non-deadly force. No jurisdiction says if somebody's threatening to punch you that you need to run away instead of stopping them by using force against them. Now, that traces back to what's been called the True Man Doctrine, which theorists are often critical of because it sounds like this very testosterone-laden, manly men stand up for themselves kind of view. But other scholars say this actually traces to the view from Sir Matthew Hale that it's about innocent men. So the idea of a true man is an innocent man, and the idea that right should not give way to wrong. So if in fact you're lawfully where you're entitled to be, you shouldn't have to leave that place rather than use at least non-deadly force. So there's no duty to retreat for non-deadly force, and there's also no duty to retreat within your home. So within your castle, the Castle Doctrine, if somebody attacks you, you do not have to run out of your house. You get to stay and defend yourself. And so that just leaves the question whether or not you need to retreat before using deadly force outside of your home. There, still, you only have this duty if you can do so with complete safety. So if turning and running away is going to actually make you more vulnerable to attack, you are not required to retreat.
There's no duty to retreat for non-deadly force. There's no duty to retreat in your home. The only place where you have to retreat is before you escalate to deadly force outside the home.
Right. Assuming that your jurisdiction does not have a stand your ground law. Because what the effect of stand your ground is to say you also don't have a duty to retreat before using deadly force.